I'm here in London for the launch of the second report of the Global Commission on Drug Policy, showing the link between the HIV/AIDS pandemic and the failed policies, drug policies in the world. We have really the need to call for a change in the policies. Which kind of change? First of all, to put public health in the center, not to criminalize drug users, in order to bring them into prevention, into therapy, and to help them to protect themselves against the harms of drug consumption. If the police, for instance, or the customs seize tons of drugs, okay, is that really the success? What is the influence on the market? Is the price rising? Is there less drugs? No, at the contrary. We see that there is really, on the supply side, on the demand side, there is not a decrease but an increase. And the prices are falling, and everybody can find drugs in the street without having great efforts to do. The war on drug is the name Nixon gave 40 years ago to a campaign with the aim of destroying the producers and the production of drugs, and trying to protect the USA from drug arriving in this country. But this was a real failure, because the production grew in the countries, but also the harm of the war on drugs for the producer, for the population, was always increasing. The states of the world accepted that the priority in the drug issue is just to combat the crime and not to help the people to deal with the drug they can encounter at any corner of the streets. How is it possible not to see that this is not the policy that comes to the aim, which is security for the people? Neighborhoods where you can play and live normally, safety for everybody, and the public health which is good. So the HIV/AIDS pandemic learned us in a very dramatic way that we were just on the false way, that we had on the false road, that we had really to put at the center the needs of the people and not a moral judgment about what they are doing. I was elected in the Swiss government in 1993 at a peak of the AIDS/HIV epidemic, and in a moment where really Switzerland was facing an explosion of drug consumption. This problem was that it was fueling the epidemic, that it was spreading in the population through sexual activities of drug addicts, through prostitution, for instance, to get the stuff and so on. So protect them. Protect them and protect the whole society doing so, with harm reduction measures, with clean syringes, with places where they can consume street substance, but in a safe environment, that it is possible to empower also, I would say, the last junkie in the street, if you give him the means to protect himself and so to protect also the others. Today, I am a citizen of the world. I am retired, but I continue the fight I began as a minister. And if I had the possibility to call President Obama or President Putin, I would like to tell them, look, the policy you are doing is aimed mainly on repression. The problems are in the streets, the problems are in the caves, the problems are in the jails, where the people are just abandoned without recognizing that they are at risk because drugs exist in the jails, because sexual activities without protection exist in the jail. So don't shut your eyes about this reality, and as responsible for the health of the people and the safety of your people, look there where the problems are. And for that, you have to stop the criminalization of drug use.